What's up? You're in the kitchen with Chef ChefCarlaAndrea, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make keto-friendly baby back ribs in the oven. I'm gonna put my spin on it and show you guys how to get down in your kitchen. Cheers. All right, cameraman, we're back. We're gonna do my favorite part, so follow me so we can do a rundown of our mise en place. This recipe, I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to keep it light. I wanted to keep it fun and quick, so something you could do on a Sunday. So what I have right here is 2 racks of baby back ribs. I have my rib spice mix. I have apple cider vinegar. I have liquid smoke. I have Worcestershire sauce. I have tomato sauce. I have tomato paste. I have yellow mustard. And then I have my barbecue sauce seasoning. Now, we're going to talk about what our rib rub is. Our rib rub is 1 tablespoon of white swerve sweetener. Then we have 1 tablespoon of, brown swerve sweetener. I have 1 teaspoon of dried mustard, 1 teaspoon of chipotle, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I have 1 teaspoon of celery salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. So the first thing we want to do is prepare our ribs, because that's going to take 2 hours on 275. All right, now that we got that part, let's talk about preparing the ribs. I've already washed, cleaned my ribs. I took off the membrane on the first rib, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it on the second rib. So what you guys want to do is find a little corner right here, and you want to start pulling back the membrane, which is right here, because I don't know, it's okay. It doesn't really taste good. It kind of makes your ribs, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's like, I don't want to use the word tough, but it doesn't really taste good to eat. So you just want to make sure that you pull back the membrane and you just take that off. It's usually pretty easy to do. Sometimes it just gets a little tricky because it gets stuck. It works good if you use a paper towel, but I'm winging it today. So I'll just work on 1 corner at a time because it is slippery. Then I'll come over here, do this side. All right, so now we got all the membrane off. There we go. So this is no membrane. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. All right, so now we are going to do the next step. So now we are going to squeeze mustard all over. Just a little bit of mustard, just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna slather it with mustard, like so. All right. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over. Give the same mustard treatment as I did the first side. I like to use the mustard because it lets the dry rub stick to it. Kind of tenderizes the meat, gives it a little added flavor. Who doesn't like mustard? All right, there we go. A little bit right here. Make it a mustard bath. All right, so now I'm gonna take our spice rub that I've already mixed up, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back side. All right, there we go. I'm gonna rub it all in, massage it into the meat. Make sure that it gets all good into all the little crevices. I always try to keep one hand dry and clean while I'm doing that. Put a little bit more. All right, there we go. Then we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna get the actual meaty part. The part that we're gonna be enjoying. Just make sure you get it all nice and low and get it all over. Just go on and pile it all on. No need in wasting or trying to save it. Let's just get some good fire ribs. There we go. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other side. Massage it in. And the mustard's nice because it helps it stick to the ribs. There we go. All right. So we got all that seasoning. So I'm gonna come over here with a little bit of foil. And I'm gonna put the rack on here and wash my hands so that I don't make a mess. All right. There we go. I'm gonna take the rib and I'm gonna wrap it up like so. There we go. Just crinkle it over. Crinkle it over. And do the same thing. And this is the very important part, the mistake that I make so many times, and I don't want you guys to make it. When you take this little end piece, make sure you flip it up, because your ribs are going to release some juice once it starts cooking. And I'm telling you, you won't realize it because you're not going to pay attention, but all the juice, if it's like this, is just going to go flying all over the oven. So make sure that this part is up. Very, very important. So I'm going to do this on this side. All right. Move this out the way. Do the same thing right here. Going to fold this up. Get a little crinkle on it. A little crinkle. It smells so good already. It hasn't even cooked. I'm going to fold this up. Crinkle. Fold this up. All right. Now I'm going to wipe this off, because we can just cook the ribs on the same pan, but we don't want the spices to burn. Go ahead and just wipe it off like so, so nothing sticks and burns. All right, excuse me, cameraman. I'm gonna grab the rib, throw it on here, grab the other rib, throw it right here. Excuse me, cameraman. And we're gonna throw it in the oven for 2 hours. And I'll see you guys back in about an hour when it's time to make our barbecue sauce. In the barbecue spice mix for the barbecue sauce, I have 1 tablespoon of onion powder plus 1 teaspoon. I have 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I have 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I have 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, a 1/4 of a cup of swerve brown sugar. I have 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, a pinch of red pepper flakes. I have 15 ounces of tomato sauce. I have 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke, 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 3 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, and 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. So the first thing we're going to do is get our tomato sauce, 15-ounce can, in the pan, in the pot. Then we are going to take our Worcestershire sauce. We are going to take the 3 teaspoons. There we go. 3. Then we are going to take the 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. There we go, get it in there. All right. Then we are going to take our 1/4 cup of tomato paste. Now, the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want to make it low carb, keto friendly. So we have to kind of make and mimic our own ketchup, which is normally in barbecue sauce, but I'm taking that out because we can't eat regular barbecue sauce because it's full of sugar. And the reason why I didn't do the low carb ketchup, because for a tiny bottle, I swear about this size, is $6. So why spend $6 on one ingredient when you can spend literally $6 on all the ingredients? And 9 times out of 10, we all still have some of these ingredients in the house, so we're probably only spending about $2.50, $3 to make this barbecue sauce. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to put in our 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. And if you do keto, make sure you use the one without the mother. Not saying that it's not good, but you don't want the mother in your sauce. Then we are going to add in our spice mix. This is the Swerve low carb sweetener that's on top. Put that all in there. I'm gonna just mix it all around. And I always like to tell people, remember to do your mise en place, because it makes it easy for when you go to prepare everything and put it together. We're going to let this simmer for about 30 to 40 minutes. Go on, fix that. But we're gonna taste it real quick. You guys are gonna like this. Flavors are on point. I'm gonna go and put a lid on it so I don't make a mess. I'm gonna let it go for exactly 30 to 40 minutes. I just wanted to be a little thickened, pick up a little color. I want all the flavors to marry and soak in together. I'm gonna taste it at the 30-minute mark. If I feel like it's nice, good, thick, then I'll take it off. If not, I'll let it go the extra 10 minutes. So I'll see you when it's time to pull the ribs out. All right, we're back. The ribs have been in the oven for 2 hours on 275. The barbecue sauce has cooked for 40 minutes. It has achieved a nice thickness, nice consistency, nice color. Now the last step that we're going to do before we can devour these ribs are we're going to slather it with sauce, put it in the oven on broil on high for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead like so. If you guys don't have a brush, you guys can use a spoon. You can just kind of, pour it over it. Just whatever works to get the sauce onto the ribs. Here's the ribs. They're nice and fork tender. I did the fork test before I took them out just to verify that everything is all done and good. Go ahead and do a little more. Oh, sorry about that, cameraman. I totally got in your way. All right. Just keep basting and brushing the sauce on here so I can enjoy it with a nice beer tonight and dig in. Now, I really love this barbecue sauce because it is low carb, keto friendly, diabetic friendly. Any dietary needs, I'm sure this barbecue sauce meets them. So now I got plenty of barbecue sauce on them. I'm gonna pop them in the oven for 5 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer. Always make sure you set your timer. There's nothing wrong with it. I forget, you forget, we all forget. Just set your timer so you don't burn anything, you don't forget about anything, and you can enjoy your meal. So I'll be back in 5 minutes when the ribs are finished. We're back. The ribs have cooked on broil high for 5 minutes. They've been nicely slathered in that homemade barbecue sauce. Now the reason why I put it on broil for 5 minutes is because I wanted to get a little caramelization, get a little sticky ooey gooiness to the ribs. And you wouldn't get that if you just put it on there and ate it. And I try to mimic as much as I can like a real barbecue rib. So this is as good as it gets in the house. So let me go on and pick them up. Let's go on and, whew, I don't even think I need to cut them. They're so, so hot. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's come right here, do my favorite part. You know I love to eat hot food. These are so good. Man, you can even tell this is keto friendly and that I didn't use traditional sugars. It's sweet, it's smoky, it's tender. Like, this is so good. Like, this is like a great substitute without even having to substitute. Thank you for watching the video. Like I always say, excuse me for talking with my mouth full. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you haven't, please share. Please like. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for cooking with me in my kitchen.